Hot, still summer days mean one thing to me. It's time to go triple tail fishing. The first call I always make is to Captain Will Mancy of Eastern Shore Outfitters. Will has spent his lifetime getting to know Mobile Bay and seems to know just what rock, buoy, log, or piling the triple tail might be hiding under. Today, I brought my son, Christopher, along for the ride so he could experience the pull of this deceptively powerful sport fish. Join us this week on a hot, steamy day in southern Alabama, running and gunning for triple tail. It's all coming up next, right here on Gary Finch Outdoors. Captain Will met Christopher and I at Weeks Bay. The temperature was already above 100 with no breeze in sight. Perfect weather for triple tail. Well, folks, I tell you what, we got a great show for you today. Of course, we got Captain, I always call it Captain Triple Tail Will, because he's the best that I've ever seen. We got my son, Christopher Finch. He's going to be a junior at Fairhope High School. Christopher, I'm glad you came today. I had to cook him eggs and bacon to make him come, but we handled that. Captain Will, tell us a little bit about what we're going to do today.
We're going to be catching some triple tail. We're going to be sight fishing, riding around, looking for stuff floating around. A lot of rips, tide lines, stuff like that.
So we're going to do a lot of sight fishing, sort of like hunting and fishing.
That's right. You got to hunt them down before you can fish them.
And then when you do, it's not guaranteed that you're going to catch them either.
It's not guaranteed. You got to not scare them off.
We're going to be fishing with shrimp, and we're going to fish with some braided line.
Braided line and some monofilament.
And monofilament. We're going to head out. It's going to be hot. Captain Will likes 102 degrees, no wind. And that's the triple tail weather. And we're going to go triple tail fishing with Captain Will of Eastern Shore Outfitters. After blasting off into Mobile Bay, we put Christopher on lookout for anything that might hold a triple tail. The first thing we came across was a tide line. It bared some looking into. A triple tail was spotted floating along in the grass. Will was quick to get me rigged with a live shrimp and point me in the right direction to cast.
Throw it one time, make sure everything's on.
Yep. He was right here, wasn't he?
He was right here, yeah. But he was cruising down this line this way. Yeah, toss it up by that bag and let it just go down. See this bag over here to the right? That was the last place I seen him. Yeah. Now let her go down. Just let her go down in there while we float right through here.
What we're doing here is we're finding tide lines and things, floating debris, and we just saw one, probably 14, 15 pounds. And we stopped, turned around, and now we're looking for him again. There it is. Is that him right there? There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is.
You are real good.
Did he move or didn't he?
Still right there.
After a few casts, it seemed we found a triple tail that was familiar with the game. It was time for us to move on to another spot. It's like he was spooky. Can't believe it.
It's a log.
I'm a doggone. A big old log. The next floating object we came across was a log. Perfect hiding spot for a triple tail. You know, generally when you find something like that, it's almost, this time of year, it's almost guaranteed. But as you can see, it's flicking off out here just like we talked about. Probably 102, no wind at all. Uh-oh. Take me forward. Yeah. Now you can see we were very patient that time. Captain Will kept saying, throw the back of the log at the back of the log, and sure enough, there he is out there on the top. They're powerful fish. This is 50-pound braid. And as you can see, he's taking that drag. Just wear him down. The one thing you don't want to do is get in too big a hurry, do you, Will? Not when you got them out here in the open like this. Bring him on this side. Oh, man. All right. Good job, Captain Will. Come here, Christopher. This fish actually bit, and while I was talking to Christopher, Captain Will kept saying, put it in the back of the log, well, we couldn't see. And then the end result was right here. And he's a pretty fish. Christopher's next on deck. And that's how you do it with Captain Will. Eastern Shore Outfitters. We'll have all the information at the end of the show. With this first fish of the day, as you can see, it's slicking out just like we talked about. Captain Will likes it 102, no wind. And this is the result, and there ought to be some more out here, right?
We're gonna catch some more.
Good job, son.
Good job.
All right, good job.
Captain Will shares his rigging techniques when we return to Gary Finch Outdoors.
The triple tail, or blackfish, as it is known in the South, is found both inshore and offshore in the Gulf, depending on the seasons of the year. In fact, the triple tail is found around the world in all the warm seas. They seem to be solitary fish that are typically found around anything that casts a shadow. Buoys, logs, oil rigs, floating grass, and even a floating newspaper could attract and hold a triple tail. At first glance, the triple tail seems sluggish and slow to react. They casually float along with ocean currents until some form of structure holds their attention. They may even be observed floating on their sides with their heads bent downward. It has been determined that this is actually their method, becoming part of the shadow while scanning for passing baitfish or shrimp. Their true power and speed is revealed once they attack their prey or hooked by a fisherman. Short, powerful bursts of speed are developed from the combined power of the triple tail's lobe fin and a wide fan-shaped tail. The appearance of the shape makes the name triple tail obvious. Precautions should be taken when handling the triple tail due to the dorsal fins and an extremely sharp and serrated gill plate. The triple tail is excellent to eat, and local fish may pass the 20-pound mark. The world record for the triple tail from South Africa tipped the scales at 42 pounds, 5 ounces. Uh-oh. Golly, I broke my tip. Come here, Christopher. You got to be careful because I broke the tip. All right, just keep it. Turn it. There you go. Oh, did he break off?
Yeah.
Maybe we should have changed the leader.
I felt there wasn't no phrase on there.
Golly. Oh no, it wrapped. It wrapped around here somehow. Dadgummit. That's just the way it goes.
The way we're rigging this up is bobber stopper up above the cork, away, monofilament leader from your swivel down to your hook. That lets you adjust your depth, go higher or deeper or shallower with the ease of moving the bobber stopper up and down the line. It's very effective.
We spend very little time going from 2 feet to 4 feet down to 8 feet, or however deep you want to throw it, and you'll be able to throw it just as you were fishing the length of the leader. So as you move the bobber stopper up, it'll go through the eyes of your rod and reel, and it'll cast. When you cast it out, it'll actually go back out through, and then the weight will carry it down to your selected depth that you choose. Just like that, a while ago, we started off about 2 or 3 feet deep, then we tried 5 feet, and kept going from the front part of the log to the end part of the log, and both fish were down at the end of the log, and that was a good fish there. So just sometimes they get off, and sometimes they break the line, and sometimes your rod tip breaks, and sometimes it all happens at one time. So, oh well, it won't be the last fish that I lose. I hope it's not the last fish I lose. That means I'm not fishing.
It was smooth traveling across Mobile Bay as we moved to our next location.
Oh yeah. So you said that boat's on that log?
Huh?
Think that boat's on? A lot of competition in it.
Our next promising spot was a large buoy. It looked like it could hold a few fish in its shadow.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. All right, Christopher, come here. Let me get him away from this. Let me get him away from this for a second, Christopher. If I can. There you go, turn it that way. Reel, 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 reel. That's all right. Let him, reel, reel. He's coming back, we will. All right, just keep him right there. All right.
You got the drag way too tight.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's do
Doing nothing, buddy. All you do is really look like a mouth run. There you go. Now you can get this head on.
all right. And all right, make sure he doesn't wrap you. Good job. Good job. Easy. Look at this. Oh, wow, Christopher. Look at. All right, get him, Will. He back. That's a beautiful fish. Look at his tail. He's been fanning, and these fish are actually bedding out here this time of year especially. You'll see it when you catch one. What do you think, Christopher? You did a good job on that, buddy. Thank you, Captain Will. Over there. Look at see the way since I got you on the side. Look at that. Wow. And you listen to your captain, and you catch a lot more fish. That's just a rule of thumb. And Captain Will knows if he tells you to throw it 2 feet past it or 2 feet in front of it, then do it. Right, Christopher?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see if we can't get another one hooked up here.
More Triple Tail action with Eastern Shore Outfitters when we return to Gary Finch Outdoors.
We decided it was worth a try to throw back again to the big green buoy to see if any more triple tail might be hanging around.
Oh.
A quick strike would turn into a hookup. I passed the rod off to Christopher to fight the fish to the net.
All right, no slack. Just keep the rod bent. Get behind you, make sure you're. All right. Don't worry about turning your rod. All right. Easy. And if he takes it, just reel, 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 reel. Good job. All right, reel, reel. Don't bump. Just steady. All right, bring him back this way. No, pull your rod tip. There you go. He's gonna take a run again. All right, don't reel down so far. All right, get him, Captain Will. There you go, good job. Made you steered it right into Captain Will's net. Well, what you saw my son Christopher do is, as he pulls down, you don't want to reel down all the way. You want to keep some distance between you. This is the third one. This is when you're on the bow of the boat and somebody tells you to back up, you don't back up. But anyway, take 2 steps back, everybody, and I'll stay up front. But good job, Christopher. You got to keep pressure on the fish and keep a tight line. And you notice how thick this fish is across the nose. So it's a great day when they come out here, and that fish didn't bite all the way around on one side. And Captain Will, right where I brought him up to, he came up there and popped it. Let's just keep fishing.
Since the buoy was being so productive for us, we decided it was worth one more cast. And sure enough, third time's a charm.
Uh-oh. That's Granddaddy. Back up, back up, back up. And the thing about it is these fish are so powerful. First time Captain Will took me triple tail fishing. Look at that. I said, I can't believe how powerful these fish are. Look at that. It's incredible. And if you don't know what you're doing, it get broke off real quick once you Captain Will. A little bit bigger. Huh? Yep. All right. Normally, a lot of times you come out here and you catch 2 or 3 out of a 6-hour, 7-hour fishing day, and that's pretty good. And it's not noon yet, and we got 4 in the box.
I think so, yeah.
That's the number 4, if we get him in the box. I don't know how you do that, but you do a very good job, Will.
We'll be right back with more Gary Finch Outdoors.
Biggest tip of the day. Before you go fishing, and you want to hire a good guide or a good captain. Captain Will and I have been friends, and he's been a captain for a long, long time. Do your homework. If you're not, if you're in the market for picking a good captain, and Captain Will catches redfish, black drum, sheep's head, triple tail, speckled trout, black drum, anything out in the bay, flounder. So make sure that you pull up Eastern Shore Outfitters. And like I said, we'll have all the information during the show and at the end of the show. And come out here and do some fun fishing and catch some fish with Captain Will. Do you see him, Will?
Well, I seen it down low.
Right.
Seen him low.
That one right there was a keeper.
That other one was a keeper too.
It was?
Yeah, that other one was a keeper too. Where's the bag at?
I got it. Okay. Well, he ain't woke up yet. I don't know where he's at. He's trying to get in the motor. Woo!
As we headed back home, we decided to try the log we had seen earlier in the day.
Nope, I got off of it. Oh, there he is. Good Lord, get me away from that one.
You better come back here with a quickness.
I'm already. Oh, that's a pretty one there. All right. Well, I fished that log and came back to it. He's still digging. Oh, here he comes. Look at that. Ooh, that's a good one there.
Get out of order again.
Get him, Will. Good job. Hey, hey, hey. That's the way to go. That's the way to do it. Everybody else that's not fishing for triple tail, time to do it. Captain Will, I tell you what, we've had a great time. Folks, Eastern Shore Outfitters, Captain Will Mancy. Christopher, my son, thanks for coming with us. You caught a couple, I caught 2 or 3. We've had a great time. We'll have all the information on the end of the show. We'll see you next week right here on Gary Finch Outdoors. I'm wore out from catching that fish. Look at that. Woo. Mercy.